Right, Monday we're back on it, so we're going to do the roof today. It hasn't rained all over the weekend, but if you're going to do a roof and you're going to have to protect it at some point, we normally put visqueen over 2 layers. Now, this sheet of visqueen was supposed to be 4 metres by 25 metres. This roof is 3 metres, 850, is it, Jen? Yeah, all right, so, and the visqueen wasn't big enough to cover it, so the visqueen was actually 6 inches short than what it was advertised. Anyway, that's not what I'm moaning about. I'm moaning about stuff like that. Brand new sheet of visqueen and they have holes in, so if you're going to protect your roof, bear in mind that you may have holes in your visqueen. You're better off with a tarpaulin. We bought a tarpaulin before from Machine Mart and they were brilliant. Right, so what we're going to do, I'm going to whip these slate battens off there. Look, Jen, can you see them? Yeah, we're going to get the slate battens off. We're going to have a look at the roof. It hasn't rained, so it'll be bone dry, and then we're going to clear off the glue and sand it to a good finish, because the what's it called? The fascia and soffit should be on its way, and John has gone to collect the grass because this is going to have AstroTurf on the roof as well. But I'll explain the AstroTurf. I mean, I actually like the AstroTurf. I know some people don't, some people do. But I'll explain how we're going to fix that down as well. The do's and don'ts about when you are fitting it and which way to roll it as well, because that actually matters as well. The fascia and soffit hasn't arrived yet. Now, I ordered it Friday. I expect it to be here by now, which kind of worries me a little. So what we've done, we've rolled the visqueen up over there and we've saved it because we may have to recover this if the soffit and fascia doesn't arrive till later. I always get asked where we get soffit and fascia from. We currently get ours from Northern Building Plastics. There's a couple of branches around the country and they deliver nationwide as well. They sell the full roofing kit that we use, the 2-part gutter trim, the P, what are they called, Jim? The curb trims and everything else we use. Anyway, Northern Building Plastics, yeah? And I don't get no commission off them as well, which is unbelievable. Right, so what we're going to use a multi-tool to scrape off this polyurethane glue. You can see there it's rose up. It's actually gone off now, which is good. You see, like, you're not going to pick that off. So what we'll do, we're going to use the multi-tool. I don't know if Jen can see. Can you see a little bit there? Look, Jen, yeah? Jen will go down with multi-tool, get it off, and then what we'll do, we'll both go behind with the sander, and we'll sand all the glue joints like that. Like so. It's 80 grit in that sander. They're a lovely little sander as well. And also what we're going to do, we're going to be looking for the nail lines. So you can see the nail line there, yeah? Go up there. That one doesn't feel too bad. That one there, look, you see, look. Can you see my hammer catching on it? So we'll go make sure that all the nails are sunk, and what we'll also do as well, we'll sand the full board so that there's no burrs. And sometimes what you're getting all when you glue in and you turn your bottle of glue up, you get trailing glue in the air, and sometimes you'll get a little bit, or if you stood on it and spread it all over the roof, we're going to get rid of that as well. We're also going to clean up these edges there. So we will clean up the edge of the burrs there. It doesn't really matter so much, because what will happen is our fascia will come up there. We will then get our multi-tool. Imagine we've got a 200mm fascia, so what will happen, that will sit on there, and it will probably come to about there with the fascia, and that will be all the way around. So what we'll do, we'll go around then, and we'll cut the top of the fascia off so it's flush with the top of the roof, and then the rubber will go over the fascia a little bit as well. Right, so you can see where we've sanded the roof, yeah? We've sanded all the joints, we've gone across, we've got any nails down that were sticking up, we've got rid of all the burrs, got rid of all the glue. You need to clean your roof off. Now, not everybody's got a blower, but it's ideal for the job. If not, sweeping brush will do the job. But I've already blown this once, but just watch the dust come off it still. Can you see anything? No? Okay, I'm talking out my arse. Right, what you want? I've obviously blown it better than I thought I had. Did I tell you we've been nominated for the Yorkshire Choice Awards? If you go to the description, there'll be a link in there, and we'd really appreciate your vote. We've already got this table booked, so we're definitely going, and we'd love to get up on stage and win it, which will be a good night out for us all. Go to the description, click on it, and look for us and vote for us, please. Thank you. Right, the rubber, what size is this? I've just seen it, Jen. It's
4.5 by 5 metres.
4.5 by 5 metres. The roof is, I think it was 3,850. Let me just have a look. The roof is, yeah, 3,855. So they do a 3.9, which obviously isn't long enough, because by the time we've got our fascia on both sides of that, it won't be long enough, so we've had to go for the next size up, which is 4.5, which is granted is a bit of wastage, but Matt, if you're watching this, I'll have an offcut for your stream that you're making. Right, the rubber is pretty cold today. It's, what, about 9 degrees I think it was when we came down the motorway. So it's cold, it's not going to relax as much as you want, so you are going to get creases in it, and at this time of year them creases won't be coming out. Now what we would normally be doing is we'd put our soffit and fascia on, but as predicted, Northern Building Plastics again have let me down one more time. Don't even know why I keep using them. Right, what they've done is they've sent out the hollow rib soffit and it's scratched every single time we have sent that hollow rib soffit back. I don't know why they keep doing it. It's a 2-hour round journey. I cannot now do my roof. So what we're going to do now, we're going to glue the rubber down. You can do it this way. I prefer not to. So we'll glue the rubber down so the roof's protected. Let me get my breath. Right. We're going to glue the rubber down. What we normally do is put our fascia on, and as I showed you before, fascia a bit high. We'd multi-tool it off. We'd blow it off, and it's all good. But what we're going to have to do now is put the rubber, bond the rubber, and then we'll take measurement of the roof and we'll cut our fascia on the floor, which I don't like doing, but that's what we're going to have to do now. Because Northern Building Plastics have let me down, and like I always recommend them because they have all the stuff and they do this time and time again. It's not even like I get commission off them, but I recommend them time and time again. And yeah, I'm pissed off and having a rant, but it just doesn't make any sense to me. The guys obviously are slightly brain dead and they throw it in the van and don't give a toss. Now if you're putting your fascia 25 foot high, you might not see the scratches, but our garden rooms are 2.5. I can see the scratches. I'm in glasses, but I can still see the scratches. It pisses me off. Right, so what I'm going to do is get that hanging over at front. Watch I don't fall off this roof. And what I'm trying to do now is give my mate Matt a big piece of rubber for his stream that he's building. Right, we'll get that over. It's hanging over at front and back. Sorry, front and sides rather. So what I'm going to do now is just pull that like that. You can see like this piece of rubber was 4.5, you be careful. But you can see the crease in it there. And that crease in the summertime will come out lovely. This time of year, it ain't going to want to come out. In fact, there's not even much of an overhang there, is there? Sorry, Matt, I did try for you. Right, so what I'm going to do is... You what? Oh, it's a big piece of it side. Right. What I'm trying to do is get as much of an offcut as I can for him. Because there will be a lot of wastage on this, but that's just how it goes. If you've ever fit a carpet, it's a little bit like that. You need to get it down as properly as you can. How much you got overhang on there, Jen? Is there over a metre? Right, so we'll be good. So what I'm going to do is get that out like that. Get it where it wants to go. Are you good there, Jen? Yeah. Now we have got the added benefit of this one of putting grass on it, so any crease you see in the roof, you won't see anymore once the grass is on it. John should be arriving very shortly with that grass. Right, I'm going to check now. I've got plenty of overhang on there. I've got loads of overhang on there. I'm going to cut that off in a minute. And the back, there's a decent bit on there. Right, stand on the knife. That's what's going to cut that. I'm going to cut it down that seam, I think. So what I'm doing, I'm cutting that off simply because when we put the rubber on this roof, we won't be able to do it with all that hanging down like that. So we'll get rid of that off cut there. And on the back, just try and cut that for him so that he's got a... There. Right. So what I'm looking for really is, I want it, because I haven't got my fascia on yet, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it so it's the depth of the fascia, and then by the time we've glued this on. I can pull that over like that. I'll stick a slate batten on there and get it nailed on if my replacement soffit doesn't arrive in time. The problem with this time of year now, like, you think it's sort of breakfast time, we go off and get breakfast now, but come back and there'll be a layer of condensation on that, which obviously you don't want on because you're trying to glue it down, so we're going to try and avoid that. I think what we'll do now, Jen, I'll cut the back and we'll roll that up and get it glued down straight away. Like I say, there is very little point in leaving it to relax at this time of year because it ain't going to relax. A bit like me, struggle to relax. Hello. Did I tell you we've been nominated for an award? I'm going to keep banging on about that. I'm going to have to lose a bit of weight so I can get a new suit as well, I think. Most charitable business, which is a massive achievement, and it's really nice to get nominated as well. A bit of a recognition in it, I suppose, for us. Right, so that's that. What I'll try and do, I'll try and roll this bit by myself now so Jen can still film. She's actually helping me at that end there. Right, so what I've done, I've laid it over flat like that. I'm now going to double roll it like that. Jen's actually helping me on that side, you can't see, but she is. Davey, come here, mate. Just. Can you get behind Jen and jump up? Am I going to be able to do it, Jen?
Yeah. Let me.
Do you know what, David? It's fine, mate. Yeah. So I'm going to roll it like a carpet. There. It's just literally roll it up. Now, the weight of the rubber will hold it in place. You don't have to worry about getting to that side and you find you cut it and you've got some roof showing because it's heavy, so the weight's going to hold it. Right. That's rolled back. I'm going to get that glued sharpish. We'll get Davey up, we'll get Jen on brush, I'll glue it, we'll get that glued, and then even if it rains, it don't matter anymore. Right, it's a water-based glue. Now, let's talk about what they recommend and what they don't, and let's see how far we go with that. Right, this glue's not going to go off really quickly today, because it's cold. Right, what they say to do is, have you got Sharpie or anything like that there? Pencil even? What they say to do is leave 100mm perimeter all the way around the building and contact adhesive that. Now, there's a few problems with that. Contact adhesive, you can go everywhere, especially if you've got your fascia on as well. And I think that's more for when you're like abundance, where you're going up to house and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Well, this is just a flat piece. Now, I've told this story before. I spoke to a rep. I'm going to fly through this because I want to get this down quickly. I spoke to a rep. He says, you don't need that contact adhesive. He says, why would you? Mechanical fixing, mechanical fixing, mechanical fixing, mechanical fixing. There's no way made the wind's going to get that up. And I know Jimmy might, I know. Maybe we'll meet one day and we'll do a roof together, me and you, and you can show me how I should be doing it. Yeah, like that. Right, so this is just a normal emulsion roller. And again, I know somebody's going to say, why don't you get a roller pole? Well, we had one before and it lasted about 5 minutes. In back at van, it was gone. So, John should there. He's got his roller grass on top. That don't look like 5 metres, does it? No, but it must be. Right, so John's here with the grass now. Right, emulsion roller. You can see me applying it there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to apply it in a stripe like that. Back to the stick, yeah. Right, it's like the roller pole gets knackered it back at van. It doesn't last 2 minutes. I only do this once every 2 weeks. And if anything else, it keeps me active. Hard work in summertime, I'll tell you. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a strip like that. Make sure it's fully glued. Yeah, so back to the contact adhesive. He says you didn't actually need it. What's up? What are you laughing at me for? Right, this glue is incredibly sticky. So I've just thought of something now. I'm going to show extreme caution on the end there because I've got to watch for his patio. Right, now roll that onto that bit of glue there. Like I say, it's not going off at the moment. Right, and then what I'm going to do is just expel any air bubbles. But like I say, I've got about maybe 5-6 inches of glue under there because I still need to see my line. Summertime, you ain't doing this on your own. You won't be quick enough. before that glue tacks off. So yeah, that's it. And yeah, I am panting. It's hard work being bent over. Got the description, hit the link, you know what to do. I need to win this award. We all need to win this award. We all need to get up on stage and have a good night out. Right, again, just going to do a stripe there, and this way I'm going to just go sideways, nice and steady there, because I don't want any glue going down on the customer's patio. Put that back over there. You don't walk backwards off that roof, you. Again, roll it out, get rid of any bubbles. Like I say with this one, see the crease there? You can see it? That'll come out in summertime if you let your roof relax for 20 minutes, but it ain't happening. What? It ain't happening this time of year, that's for sure. And I have tried using a heat gun, you know, for paint stripping, try and get it out. Well, that didn't work either. Your toes? Oh, your sign language toes. With your socks on. Ben likes to do this without boots. Oh, it just doesn't go up. What I'm going to watch for now is I don't bring any glue down off this roof. But what should happen now is if I've got glue on my foot, it should go onto that rubber there when I go to brush it off. Like I say, summertime, it'll be dry at that side already. You've got to take two of you, work quickly. Right, put that back over there, strap over that, kick that over again. Just a norm there, you see, look, I've got glue off my foot, look. Brush it away. Just get rid of all them creases and just stretch it out a little bit. Do you want to step over there now? Yeah, can do, yeah. What are they doing? They're just taking it off at roof. Jen? Right, so John's been to Huddersfield, Yorkshire Artificial Lawns, that's where we get our grass from. Really helpful crowd of people. But I will explain how we're going to fit that, why we're going to fit it the way we're going to fit it, and what you need to do, because there will be only 3 sides mechanically fixed down. And of course, in the summertime, it will expand and stretch, and you do get some ripples in it, but they do dissipate when the temperature drops and return back to normal. I need to brush it anyway, Jen. Let's see if we can see a bubble. Can you see crease there, look? Can you see that at all? Yeah. So that's what we're trying to get rid of. Get rid of them bubbles and get it nice and flat so it bonds properly to the roof. But like I say, that crease in the middle there, it ain't coming out. It's 5 litres that pot. That will see us right for this job. There'll be some left over, but we tend not to save it and just skip it. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to do what's remaining at roof so that I can get that rubber rolled back over. Has any condensation built up on that? No, we're good. Maybe it's just not that cold. See the grass there, look, so that's grass comes at 4 metres, but I'm going to talk extensively about the grass when we come to do that. Davey, would you get us a bag for this this lid and this glue, please? So, what we tend to do is we'll skip it, right? But what needs to happen is this stuff doesn't come off. So, if it's going, your skips on your drive, double bag it, and then if it leaks, you've a better chance of not ruining your drive. I'll just drop it straight down, Davey. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh! Davy's just caught that on his stomach. Don't worry, Davey, I've ordered some new uniform. Just give us a minute, John, I'll be with you.
What do you want me to pass it out?
No, not. You're joking me. Guess what? Northern Building Plastics have been worse than ever, John. Every time, man. But as I said, it ruins job, doesn't it? Because I can't put roof on now, can I? I'm having to do this arse over tape as soon as possible, he says. Get that steel wide armour done. We need to have a chat about that as well. What? No. Yeah. Go have a look. Right. So that's that piece of rubber out now. What I'm going to do now is get rid of them creases, get rid of the excess. It's like what I want to do is move this glue back and push them out because somewhere there's a ripple that didn't want to come out. Look, you see it, look. So it needs pulling back somewhere. But I'm going to rub it down, get it flat, and then I'll do exactly the same with that. I'll roll it back, I'll pull it back beyond the glue line, and then start again. Right, so that part's glued down. This part now, we want to roll this rubber back. You can see there, look, where the glue is. So I'm just going to roll it back a few inches so that I can re-glue that line and return back going this way then. I'm kind of thinking we're not going to get this roof done today now, are we? Because Northern Building Plastics have let us down. Best case scenario, they're going to turn up at lunchtime, aren't they? Are you nodding? Yeah. Right, so that's screwed that, hasn't it? Again, I don't know what's going on with them. I promote them and they just, I promote them and they treat me like the worst customer they've ever had. Right, so you can see there, look, I'm going back over that line there. That's what we want, is we want a successful bonding, yeah? So I'll redo that, and then what I'll do then is roll that back over there and work my way back to this other side of this building as well. And like I said about the contact adhesive, it's going to have a curb trim on the sides. It's going to have the two-part gutter trim on the back. That means the rubber is mechanically fixed all the way around the building, which means it cannot get no wind underneath. So it doesn't need the contact adhesive, in my opinion. IMO. Right, so the joint was about there, wasn't it, yeah? So we'll give that a good rub now. And off we'll go again then. And that'll be your rubber bonded down. Like I say, we're doing it arse over tip because I would certainly get my soffits and fascias on first, but I haven't got that option today. So I've conceded, I don't think the guy's going to be back within the next hour, which will bring us past 12 o'clock-ish. I've quite a bit to do on the roof, so what I'm going to do is just, I'm going to fasten this. Basically, I'm going to do what I did with bloody plastic yesterday. I'm going to put these slate battens on. I'm going to pull that rubber. Can you see that on that corner, Jen? I'm going to pull it tight like that, and then I'm going to nail the batten to the bottom there just to strap it down, to hold it down in case I didn't get any wind tonight. I'm not going to have time to successfully finish the roof, get the grass on, do the trims, make a video, and it's all because of Northern Building Plastics. So thanks for that, guys. You know. Right, so that's what we're going to do, and we've been out and get some plasterboards now, Jen's favourite part of the job. So we're going to start plasterboarding, but I have forgotten the consumer unit, so I'll have to get John Nip out for that as well. Okay, are you cold? You're shivering? All right, let's stop there. Right, so we've sacked off the roof for today simply because we're not going to get it finished today, and I want to finish it in one hit. So we're going to go on plasterboarding now. Vapour barrier, moisture barrier, whatever you want to call it. The report says it's pretty redundant, to be fair. Because of course you're gonna puncture it, aren't you, when you screw your boards up and stuff like that. When you cut out for your lights, very much like if you're into camper vans, whether or not you should vapor barrier one of them. There's loads of hoo-ha and arguments about that and all kinds of stuff. There is worse than this. Oh, you're either one or you're other, and then they hate you for it if you're other. But this wants to go on there anyway. So what I'm just going to try and do is see if I can staple it up by myself. We'll give it a go anyway. It does fall down under its own weight sometimes when you're stapling it, but it's nice if you can get it up in one full piece. Like I say, whether or not you're on the line of thinking, well, it's pointless just putting it on, unbelievable. That ring once. John. Right, don't worry about it. I've got some primer at home, John. I'll bring it in tomorrow. Just get the sand and cement. Yeah. All right, mate. All right. Yeah. No, one cement. Get free sand, John. Yeah. All right, mate. Right. So we've lost a couple of flags. They've chipped, so we're going to have to rebed some new ones on there. That's probably gone up more successful than it's ever gone up before, hasn't it? And I've managed to answer the phone. That light's fallen down there. There's some staples in there. Well, that's enough. What you want to do is make sure you've not trapped your plasterboard cable. When you put your plasterboard up, we're good on that, yeah? And then we can plasterboard that then. We'll do the same on the walls. We'll make sure it's overlapping everywhere. And then, well, the reports, right, Jen's just asked me if it doesn't serve any purpose. What's the purpose of doing it? It does to some extent. So I guess something is better than nothing, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But like I said, we've been back to these builds time and time again, took lights down, and the roof's exactly the same way as it was before. What he said was it would help with air tightness.
Which it does when you close.
Yeah, because when you shut the door, you hear that zoom, don't you? Like that vacuum sound, which is nice to hear. Right, so that's that. What we'll do now, we'll plasterboard that ceiling, and then we'll vapor barrier the walls, and then we'll plasterboard them. But we're not going to do that wall. I'll tell you that in a minute why. And we're not going to do that cheek over there as well, but I'll explain that as well. Right, we're going to plasterboard the ceiling. Because this room is getting skimmed, we're using a 12.5mm square edged board. You would see that sometimes written on the side of the boards. Not on these though. So square edge means it is exactly like that. It's just got a square edge, yeah, so that would be a board like that. Or you can get a 12.5mm tapered edge. Now a tapered edge looks like that, and then when you put your other board up to it, it goes like that, and then that there gets some scrim tape on, and then you fill that, so you don't have to plaster the room. It's dry lining basically, but we plaster and skim, so we're using square edge. You can see there I've marked up the roofing timbers, because when me and David lift this board up, we won't be able to see where they are anymore, so I've marked where they are, and we're using them 38mm Gyprock plasterboard screws. I don't know if you can see it there, Jen, can you? Yeah. That's what we're using to fix this up. So what I'm going to do is try and get a few of them out, get one loaded up as well on impact driver, and I'm going to try and get this up in one go. Yeah, okay, yeah. Are you good? Yeah. I've made the fatal mistake of not putting my glasses on. The thing is, if my eyesight's not what it used to be, I can't see if the screw's gone down. These screws are designed to take the weight of the board, and you don't have to get many in before you can let go of the board, like I just have done there. So where's that other one, David? Can't see it there. And 6 screws will hold that board. Now a board weighs, they vary. Can we see the weight on there, anyone? They're normally about 22 to 25 kilos, depending on manufacturer. I can't actually see it on there anywhere. Can you? But let's err on the side of caution. It's 20 to 22 kilos, and 6 little screws have held that up. So what we've done as well, Davey's cut that end. That's obviously a taped end, and that's a machine end as well. And when you plasterboard in, ideally you want all your machine ends and your tape ends together. So we'll put our saw cuts to the side. What we'll do now, we'll go do another piece over there, and maybe the offcut, or maybe cut half board. What we don't want is joint on joint, because then you're likely to get cracks in your ceiling. What I like to do is spread my joints. So that joint there, I want that one a minimum of 400 away from it, so that there's no risk of that cracking all the way across. If it cracks, it's only going to crack that part, although we don't get cracks in our builds. But that's it. So we'll plasterboard ceiling, we'll go on like that, and then we'll jump on walls, and I'll show you walls as well. Right, the roof is already done, ceiling rather. We've pulled out the lights there to make sure that we're in the right location. We'll pop them back up for when the plasterer comes. You can see the screws there. I tend to put them quite close. I mean, about 180 mil, 200, 200, 200, 200. So I'm looking at about 200, but on the walls you can spread them a bit further. I've gone about 270 there. Naturally, without thinking about it, I'm going about 250, 270, so I'm spreading them a little bit further. The reason for that is I want no cracks whatsoever on the ceiling. On the walls, you're less likely to get cracks, so you can spread them a little bit further. I'm just going to show you now, the screw's got a bulge head on it, if you look, Jen. Can you see the shape of that screw head there? Yeah, you can, can't you? Right, so this is the depth you want to be putting them in at. Right, can you see how close? Can you?
Yeah.
Right, so watch the paper. I haven't actually burst the paper. I've just sunk it, whereas this isn't what you want to do. Watch this, look now. You see I've gone in too far and I bust it there. You want to be just below the plaster line, yeah? And try not to tear the paper, and that's the ideal way of getting them in. You're on your own, Davey. So, but you can screw them too close as well. Are you up, mate?
That's furthest I can go.
Yeah. If you screw them too close, let's say in the ceiling, and you put them like every 100, you're actually weakening the plasterboard as well. So I wouldn't go any closer than 200 on the ceiling, but I'm looking at like every 250 on the wall, but obviously on the joint now I've gone a little bit closer. I want to stitch it together because obviously your joint is your weak point. That's where you're going to get cracks, if you get cracks at all. You also might get some drying cracks up there. They're not to worry about. You might get a little split and a crack, and you just want to give it what's the stuff, a bit of caulk when you decorate it. Get a bit of caulk on it, and that'll work wonders for you as well. But you are going to get drying cracks sometimes you don't, but it's a timber frame building. So we've done that wall. They've already vapor barried there. We're not going to do that wall because there's a consumer unit going on there. We're going to put all these plasterboards over against this wall, and we're going to vapor barrier that wall. We'll plasterboard that, but we won't plasterboard that because the customer's yet to give us a final decision on the TV height, which we're expecting off for tonight. So today's been a bit of a funny one, Annex. We were supposed to do the roof, and we've not actually got the roof done, but we're protected. We've held it down with battens. It's actually bonded down, but tomorrow it will take us longer now to do it the way we are going to do it, because we've got to measure it and cut it, haven't we, and strip it out. Yeah, but that's down to Northern Building Plastics. They don't seem to be bothered. That is like, you know, we'll just send you another piece out, which is great, but obviously it's cost us like a good few hours work as well. So right, so the heaters go in here. Our heaters are approximately 740. This is where the customer wants it, so that's where it'll go. 740. Patras for the bracket there, that'll hold the heater to the wall. And it's solid, yeah, so your heater's not going to come off the wall. The reason why we've cut that off there is because John will bring the cable for the heater in through the wall and into the back of the fuse spur. Now, we like to leave approximately 100 mil between heater and fuse spur, and the fuse spur is going to probably fall somewhere around there. That's why I've took that out there, and he'll thread the cable in through the back of that plasterboard box. So it's all concealed and it's tidy, so you've literally got a fuse spur there, no cable, heater, and that's the way we like to move forward with this. Like, keep it, no cables, and keep it nice and tidy. Right, so that's it for today. We didn't manage to get the roof done, but we should be able to do that tomorrow. We've cut out a TV, basically, 55-inch TV for the customer, because they're not quite sure what height they want it, so they'll bring some chairs in tonight. They'll sit down and they'll decide on the height, which we'll probably move our pattresses to suit, but you can see where the pattress is behind there. If they decide on the TV being there, then that's perfect position because the bracket will go there. We'll have a double socket behind there and we'll have a brush plate there so that they can fit some HDMI leads up. We've plasterboarded a couple of walls, we've got that one done, the roof's on, the ceiling's on rather, and the cables are there. We know the cables are good. Plasterer hopefully will be here Wednesday. Tomorrow we'll finish the roof. So please go into the description and put a vote for us if you would. That'd be fantastic for this Yorkshire Choice Awards that have been nominated for most charitable business. That's fantastic. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment as well, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.